What's up everyone and welcome to my game pickup video for February 2019. Now I know I skipped January, and if you guys have been following the channel, I've had a couple things going on. So I only picked up 2 games in January, and we're going to kind of just incorporate that into this as just like a January-February pickup video. Because as you guys can see, I kind of got a whole lot of stuff this month in the process of also recovering the games that were taken from me. However, I figured I've been working on moving out. I've had a little extra cash here and there, and plus it was tax return season, so I might as well treat myself a little bit. Now, first thing, let's go to the January games, because I think those should be talked about first because I missed them. Now, I picked up a Saturn game that I've been wanting to play for a little while now, and that's Dark Savior. Now, for many of you who don't know what Dark Savior is, and I really don't know much about it either, but it seems like it's a kind of isometric 2D, 3D-ish game, and I've seen just videos of it, and aside from never playing this game yet so far, it just really always intrigued me, so I figured I might as well pick this up. It's a little bit of a more pricier game. I got this for about, I want to say about 70 bucks, but it came in pristine condition. I'm excited to play this, and it's definitely, I think, one of those Sega Saturn hidden gems that you should get. Now, the other big game I got in January is a Super Nintendo game. It's a game that I've been saying I've wanted to get for a while, and I was able to get it for a really good price, and that's Chrono Trigger. Now, Chrono Trigger is one of the most beloved RPGs I think ever made, and I've never played it. I always said if I was going to play it, I didn't want any of the remakes. I didn't want the PS1 version or the DS version. I wanted the original version to just kind of see what everything's all about, and I feel like the original cartridge, having that in hand, is just a beautiful thing. Now, when it comes to the February games, actually this was another January game I forgot to mention. That's Kingdom Hearts 3. This came out towards the end of January. Of course I had to get Kingdom Hearts 3. You know, I've loved Kingdom Hearts 1, 2. I love the side stories. And to me, it just makes everything a little bit more intriguing, especially because in Kingdom Hearts 3, it obviously adds all these new worlds, including Monsters, Inc. and Toy Story, which Toy Story is my favorite Disney movie of all time. And I haven't beaten the game yet, but I have been playing it along with still playing Smash and Red Dead 2. But, you know, with everything going on, this game I might not beat till I move into my new place. But Kingdom Hearts 3, guys, now it's time fully for the February games. Now, first, I picked up for the PlayStation 4 a game called We Happy Few. Now, I know this game I think had a lot of hype when it first released, but it's going for really cheap right now. And I don't really know much about this game, aside from there's like a creepy looking clown on the cover, and I remember watching a graphical comparison video before the game was released. So I figured, got this thing for like 20 bucks, I might as well check it out. Apparently it's a retro-futuristic 1960s England. Alright. But yeah, this game kind of looks cool. I'm hoping it's going to play cool. It looks creepy. I kind of am intrigued by it. And then, I got 2 PS1 games I decided to pick up before we go into the Switch games. Now, first off, I picked up a game called Theme Hospital. Now, I remember playing this game as a kid, and essentially it's like SimCity, but you create a hospital and you get all these different patients coming in, and you gotta kind of heal their sicknesses and their wounds, and I think different expansions that you do to the hospital, you get paid more, you get a better reputation, and, you know, last time I played this game was probably 1998. So, you know, and I always was trying to figure out what game it was, because I knew you built a hospital, and I could never figure out what it was, couldn't find it anywhere. Finally I found it, and, you know, it was kind of cheap, so I figured I might as well get it. And the other one is a game that's a sequel to a game that was critically acclaimed on the PlayStation 1, and we're talking about Fear Effect 2. Now, I have the original Fear Effect. I don't really remember much about it, but the one thing that intrigues me about Fear Effect is its art style. Now, in Fear Effect, it's like cel-shaded graphics, really early cel-shaded graphics on the PlayStation 1, that they have also like live 3D backgrounds going on. I think they're like, what's that called? They're like CGI backgrounds going on in the game, and it makes the game look a lot more in depth and a lot more powerful. It made the PS1 look a lot more powerful than it actually was. And this is like a 3-disc game. And because of how everything was going on, I remember the first Fear Effect, it was a 3-disc game, which I thought would be a huge game, but it ended up being only like a 5-hour game, and you were constantly switching the discs just because it was very interesting. Actually, it's a 4-disc game. Okay. And I'm thinking that this might be the game also. It was either this or Parasite's Eve, where to get to the end of the game, you actually had to put disc 1 back in, and it made it very interesting. But yeah, Fear Effect 2. Now, without further ado, let's go to Nintendo Switch pickups. I got 6 Switch games here. You know, a lot of them were recently on sale, and I'm not going to say that they're all good games. I know one of them offhand is not that good, but that's why it was $13 new, and that's Shaq Fu, A Legend Reborn. Now this game, it's a recreation of, well, not a recreation, it's a reinvigoration of Shaq Fu that was on the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo, and they decided for some reason to bring this series back and release another like side-scrolling beat-em-up. And I just was intrigued with this game from the get-go. Not because I thought it was going to be fantastic, but I felt like I had to have it just because. And for $13, I couldn't go wrong. The other game I picked up, it's a limited run game, physical copy of it, that is getting kind of hard to find, only because it's not released in every store. And that's Golf Story. Now, Golf Story is a Nintendo Switch game that it's basically a golf RPG that on the Switch itself, it's a lot cheaper. It's $15, where the physical copy is about $30. But I think for a game that is like an indie praised game, this was a game I was always pulling out for that they would hopefully release a physical copy for. And the moment I found out they did, I had to get it. The thing that's kind of cool too is just the art style to it. It looks like a Super Nintendo game, but I've heard such brilliant things about it. So I feel like I'm going to really enjoy this when I get to it. Now, another game is NBA Playgrounds 2. Now, to my knowledge, this game is a lot like NBA Street and kind of like NBA Jam. And I've been looking for just like a really fun pick 'em up and play sports game because I'm not a big fan of the ultra realistic stuff. To me, it kind of takes away from the enjoyment of the game, especially if I want something where I could just put it on and play it. And that's what, to me, NBA Street used to be. And Playgrounds, I think, from my knowledge, goes right back down that road where it doesn't try to take itself too seriously. This is only $15 also, so why not pick it up? Now, let's go to this. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torna, the Golden Country. Now, I played Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I loved Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And I wasn't really too wanting the expansion for some reason. But then I figured out that the expansion is actually a really good expansion to the story. I've heard there's some graphical upgrades, and it's like about a 15 to 20 hour expansion pack, and I thought for some reason it was a lot shorter, which is the reason I didn't want to pick it up for $40, but $30, physical copy, I feel like I'm going to really enjoy this when I get to it. Then we get down to the last two games I picked up from GameStop last week. We'll go with this one first. Code of Princess EX. Now, Code of Princess, to my knowledge, was originally a Nintendo 3DS game, and it's a side-scroller beat-em-up that's made by and influenced a lot by the people who created Guardian Heroes for the Sega Saturn, which is a critically acclaimed beat-em-up game. So, I didn't really know much about this game, but it looked kind of cool. The guy at GameStop, of course, recommended it to me because they're trying to sell games. But, you know, looking on the back, he said it was something he played, he liked, and I figured, might as well get it. Naturally, it says new, but it was the last copy in the store, so I got the case off the shelf instead of a shrink wrap one. But it's whatever. It's whatever. I think I'm going to enjoy this one. I think it's going to be a fun game. It's 2 players, so I'll probably have a friend over play this when I move into my new place, and that's kind of cool too. Now, the last game I had never heard of, and I just kind of had to pick it up just because it seems cutesy and intriguing. To my knowledge, this game was originally released on Steam, and then it does have physical releases everywhere else. But the Switch version, to me, is going to be the game to play, the version to play, and that's Cat Quest. Now, what is Cat Quest? You may be thinking. Well, that's a good question. So it kind of looked a lot like a weird 3D version of MapleStory to me from looking at the back. But apparently it's, you play as this cat and he has a sword, and it's almost, they said, akin to like a weird version of like Legend of Zelda, where the enemies are all just on the field, you battle them there and then and there. And from what I've read up on this, people seem to really like this game. So I'm hoping I do too. But yeah, that's my little quick pickup video for February, and January for that matter. Let's see what we added. We added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 games to the collection. Here we go. You know, this is going to definitely keep me busy for a long, long while. But yeah, guys, if you've played any of these games, leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, leave your thoughts. Let's see what March brings us. I'm not thinking it's going to bring us too much because I'm going to be packing. But we're going to be kept busy for a little while, guys. Until next time, see you, bye.